Ever wonder what it takes to run a YouTube channel? It's not all glam and viral videos, don't we wish? Let's dive deep into the untold truths, the top 10 downfalls of being a YouTuber that no one talks about. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, my name is Lil Moore, and yes, unfortunately, I am a YouTuber. I try not to be that one guy, but today I'm going to express what most people don't talk about. And I think it's important that we discuss this because for those who are already in this journey, you're going to agree with me and you're going to have more to add to this. So for those who are thinking about, stopping or quitting your job to go YouTube full time, I'm going to share some things that you might need to think about before letting that JLB go, because, there's nothing like having a plan B. Some people say, oh, you should never have a plan B. But no, let's get through these first and let's talk about this. So number one, the mental strain, the mental health strain. Think about this. We're sitting at our cameras and our desk all day long. We're writing, we're looking, we're trying to find content that's relatable. We're doing searches. We're sitting at our desk like a normal job over and over again. But when you're a YouTuber or content creator, we're just going to call it a content creator. You're sitting at your desk in chairs a lot longer. And there's a lot of stress that comes with the pressure of getting everything ready for that date or that launch or whenever that upload is. I mean, there's so many things you're doing, especially if you're already doing the job or having another job. You got to come home and, create a thumbnail. You got to create the idea. You got to write it out. You got to script it. Then you have to upload it. And then you have to edit it. So there's so much there you got to think about. That's a mental strain. It is, and sometimes you're just eating what you can, drinking what you can to keep yourself afloat. And that can be kind of scary because after a month or two, you went from skinny to here or from smart to stressed out all the time because you're going to lose some sleep. You're always wondering, is that video the one? Is this the video that's the one that's going to pop? And believe it or not, my friend, it might not be. But I'm not saying don't give up because you never know. You know what I mean? So think about that. There's a lot of mental health that will stress you out when it comes to creating content. And I sit at events all the time. People are talking about, I just feel like I need to take a break. And some people do. They quit and they take a break and they come back. And YouTube is not a easy button, like I've said before. It's something you're going to have to work with. It's like you're waiting in a picket line or you're waiting in a line and you're pulling your tab. You're waiting for YouTube to call your number. But there are certain ways that you can actually make your life better with YouTube channels. Okay. So number two, the loneliness. Talking about isolation. I'm in this room, like I've said before in many videos. I have been in this room since 3 a.m. this morning because I went to the gym. I always go to the gym first because that's what gets me going. If I do not go to the gym and I'm stuck here in this room all by myself, I'll be lonely. And I know a lot of creators that are lonely, and that's where that mental health issue sets in. They're just isolated from working alone, spending long hours filming and editing their videos and coming up with ideas. That right there, it's 2 in 1. You know what I mean? So think about that. If you are okay with working by yourself and not having to ever go out and be in the public, that's fine. But think about this. I make sure that I get out and go touch on someone every single day at the gym, my buddies, or if I go to Walmart, I got friends there and I'll talk to. I have to be around people because if I don't, I will be a lonely bag, trust me, and you don't want to do that. And if you're lonely, it's going to lead up to number 3, burnout. Let me tell you, burnout In this industry, we have so many people that are completely burned out. And it's crazy. I see some people who go on vacations and they use their phones and they're never not working. Like there's people in the cruise industry, when they go on cruises, they're literally working, never ever just enjoying themselves. They always got the phone up. They're always, vlogging or what's going on. And that right there can lead to a ton of burnout. So try not to do that. Try to always take at least a month off from social media or from doing whatever you can when it comes to your YouTube channel, because if you don't do it, you will get burned out. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be mentally exhausted, and it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. And this could happen early in your YouTube career. I've seen people come on for at least 6 months and they're like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Is this worth it? Which leads up to number 4. Is it worth it? The financial instability. The financial instability. Now, this is what I was talking about. You might not want to leave your job because some people will hit on YouTube. They can earn like a good $2,000 a month, and then they can go from 2 to 6. And then before you know it, pink, back down to $700 or $70. I have seen it. I have seen it myself. I've went through it. And I have a agency business that I help with local marketing and all of that, which I'll probably never ever quit that because that's probably the easiest thing you can ever do. I mean, with technology these days, I would never stop that. But YouTube, it's a great tool to have. It's great money that you can, get from sponsorships. The AdSense is great. I wouldn't rely on AdSense alone because with YouTube, you're here today, you're gone tomorrow. So the finance part of that, the algorithm changes and you can suffer. Like, let's just say you're doing nothing but content on, let's just say Teletubbies. That's something that was in the past. Teletubbies or those wristbands. So they used to have those little wristbands, silly worm wristbands or whatever. If you're doing content on that and since some kid chokes on that and you can't do content on that anymore, then what are you going to do? Yeah, you got to learn how to pivot really fast. Trust me. So that's another thing you have to think about as far as financial stability or instability, because that right there leads to number 5, the pressure to stay relevant. Now, there's a lot of great YouTubers out there that have gone, and there's some you've never even heard of that were like the main YouTubers in the 2013 to 2020s. You probably won't see them anymore because they're not relevant anymore to what's going on in the world. Or the algorithm says, it's not important anymore. I'm not pushing your content. Yeah. So exploring the constant need to innovate and keep up with the trends to avoid becoming obsolete is that's real. I've heard at events all the time, they say you should always stay relevant, which I've always been telling my people right now. If you're not using AI or teaching AI or learning AI, you're about to be obsolete. Sounds negative, doesn't it, right? All this negative talk, this and that, and blah, blah. It's downfall, instability, burnout and loneliness. But I want to pivot into my next number here, number 6, is the negative feedback you get from trolls that are always criticizing everything. I mean, I have a channel that's nothing but positivity, nothing but positivity. And I got trolls that come in and says, this is stupid. Being happy is dumb. I mean, they come on and they will let it go. And I'll say, hey, You must were not loved when you were younger, or you must were not hugged when you were younger to talk like that. And I let it go. I don't care. But if you can avoid the craziness, the feedback that you get that's so negative, then, that's okay. But it will take a toll on some of you people. I mean, you can't be soft in the YouTube game, because you're going to have some people who are going to keep receipts. First of all, they're going to check. They're going to watch you. They want you to fail. They do. They want you to fail. Like, for example, there's a lady who's, I can't talk about her because I said we're going to talk about her, who's up and coming, who became up and coming. And boy, she got some trolls on her. And I'm hoping she's answering that call and learn how to take the criticisms. But it is what it is, which leads to a work-life balance, which is number 7. You got to learn how to separate your YouTube journey versus your real life outside these doors or wherever you're working. A lot of times people abandon their families. A lot of relationships are broken up through content creators, because content creators are working nonstop over and over again. Like I said before, they go on trips or they go to a restaurant, they whip out their phones. And I can't imagine if I had some of my content friends go out to eat with me and they whipped out their phone and start trying to, I would be mad. I would be mad because, if you're really here to, let's go and talk about life at a restaurant, let's see what's going on. This ain't the time to be whipping out your phone and letting your audience knows what's going on or going live. So you got to have that work-life balance, So what I would suggest is you plan 7 hours of a YouTube if you're able to do that. Get it done. Write it down. I mean, I got books. I got schedules. I'm always on. I'm on task, and it takes that. And after a certain amount of hours, it's time to go. Close shop, go be with the family, or go to the gym, do whatever. Get out. You know what I mean? Because it will drive you nuts. Another bad thing about being a content creator, well, I won't say bad, but another thing you need to be concerned about is lack of privacy. You are going to more than likely introduce your world, your surrounding to people. Like, what if you are one of these guys that you hit it big and you're walking down the street or you're in the store, you got a mob of people coming over there to help that want to get your art and your signature. And I know some of you probably say, man, that'd be nice if I could be recognized. But at the same time, they're watching you. Everyone's got that microscope on you. Oh, he did this to that customer, or he acted this way, and it will ruin you overnight. Yep. Their YouTubers have had enough of trolls that come up to them in restaurants and do crazy things. And it wasn't even their fault, but they just had enough, and they just had to, say, hey, don't do me like that. And they took it the wrong way. And of course, they got online and said, Billy Simpson is no good and blah, blah, blah. And, and then of course they'll record it, and then that's the end of you. So you have lack of privacy. So keep that in mind. If you're doing a faceless YouTube channel, it's not so bad because no one really knows who you are. But if you're doing like this, like me and everyone else who puts their face on, yeah, be ready. Everyone's keeping receipts. Let's go at number 9. We're almost done, but this is all about the algorithm dependency. You always have to rely on what the algorithm is doing. Like when I remember when I first started with YouTube years ago, we used to put our clients' businesses on the first page of Google, which was crazy. You could rank a video and put them on the first page, and when you pop up for the name of Dallas lawyers or whatever, we would have a video with the Dallas lawyers of our clients up there. And then you could actually rent that video with a number. Let's just say 555-421-333 was the number that you could call, and we would have that video ranked on the first page, and we can go to the Bob's lawyer and say, hey, We got a video here that we're getting phone calls. This is the number. We could transfer this number to you, and you can get all these clients every freaking week. That was beautiful. That's when video ranking SEO was great. That's no longer. That was like 4 years in a row, and between 2013 through 13, 14, 15, I would say 13 through 17. And that was the great thing, maybe 14 through 18. And that was great. And that revenue, as far as making money online with YouTube back then, was great. But it dried up. Every trend has its season, which is why I'm telling all of you right now, if you're not doing AI, you're missing out. If you're not teaching AI, you're missing out. How many times I got to tell you? You know what I mean? All right, and the last one, number 10. And before I get to number 10, I would like to invite you to subscribe, because this is great content for you. You know, give us a like, give us a share, subscribe, so you can push that notification button to see every time when I get on, you have something to hear that's important for you. You know what I mean? So number 10 is creative blocks. You always have to come up with fresh ideas, not just fresh ideas, engaging content that's going to help everyone who loves your videos. Now, every video you put out is not going to hit, okay? It's not going to hit. So you might as well call that a filler. It's just going to be a filler for your channel. It's going to be there for someone to go look back one day and go, oh man, this was a good video. How come Google didn't push this out? When I say Google, I mean YouTube. How come YouTube didn't push this out? Got to have those videos. But the constant stress of coming up with something fresh is another thing you need to think about. And that, my friend, can weigh you down. So let's go back and let's think about all this. Mental health, loneliness, burnout, financial instability, pressure, staying relevant, always, negative feedback from those haters, work-life balance, go see your family, lack of privacy, you're showing your life to everyone. I show my chickens all the time. Everybody loves my chickens, Miss Donetta. And the algorithm dependency, which you're dependent on the algorithms, which is going to fluctuate your revenue or not, and being creative, the creative blocks. So what do you think about this? Was this helpful? Let me know, because I would love to hear your part on this. Not a lot of YouTubers talk about this. They talk about getting views. They talk about how you can hack the algorithm. But this right here, baby, you need to hear it first. Because if you can succeed and know this is the downfall and overcome all these issues I just mentioned, you're going to be all right. So I hope you had a great time listening to me. Thank you for joining the Silver Success. I can't talk. Silver Success Society. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a great day, guys. And I'm not saying this is going to make or break you when it comes to YouTube, but these are things that no one's talking about. And I want you to be the first to know what you're getting into. All right. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.